Yeah, that ridge is like crazy. Like you look at it and you think it's like just a catwalk. Then you get there and it's like actually there's some like legit moves.
Part of me thinks that recovery is mental as well.
Run more mileage and pretend it didn't happen.
Where are we at?
$10 parking lot. St. Mary's, we're not good enough for the $20 lot. That's the real story of the day. We actually get better recovery if we park further away though.
About to go explore some ridges that last fall went up and did off of James Peak, and it looks kind of like a terrible ski conditioner day, but today's about adventure, recovery, beauty. Found out about this route back in the fall. Sierra and I were attempting to do like a bigger ridge link up from James Peak along the ridge of the Continental Divide. We were like, oh, let's go try to do it. Initially, when you think about the Continental Divide, it's very easy running, smooth. Just after James Peak, there's a really technical ridge. I don't know, it's kind of a surprise in the middle of like these really easy roller mountains. It's maybe like class 3, class 4. It was super fun in the fall and summer, and I wanted to go back in the winter and check it out. And John and I decided to go out and try it.
It's funny though, this makes me think that the ultimate form of a recovery day is actually just making content, because you're required to chill and set up cameras.
We're on one of the few glaciers in Colorado. I don't know if this is actually considered a glacier, but
a snowfield masquerading.
It's about making us feel good. So we're in Chamonix, France.
I'll have your trees.
And to me, skiing is a great thing for recovery because it's cross training. It's something I just enjoy a lot and have fun. And just being in the mountains just gives me so much of a mental boost that I can apply to running to the next time I start training more. This last week was the first week that I started actually running with other people after Black Canyon.
Had to mute the mic so I can't hear me breathing. So when I caption this recovery with the boys, no one questions it.
It felt hard today, but I was feeling all right. And when you're feeling all right on Buckingham, you just gotta go for it.
But once you actually get the opportunity to go run with other people, the hardest of days just become easier, and good conversations, good chats always help the ability to enjoy being outside. But then that Saturday was the first long run with a good crew. It was the Boulder boys plus Cade and I.
Hey.
Josh had prescribed a 4-mile pickup in the middle of the run, and initially I was pretty tired after the Buckingham run. I wasn't fully recovered, so I was a little bit worried about doing the uphill. And I know with a group like that, it tends to be a pretty spicy long run, or people tend to run pretty fast. I knew some people were trying to go push the uphill, starting at where the dirt begins up to Gold Hill, and I was just gonna hang on as best I could. And not being fully recovered, I was a little bit intimidated. But at the start of the climb, we all started pushing, turned into Drew and I battling out for the first 2 miles. And then Drew just pulled away, being such an amazing and strong climber as he is. And getting up to Gold Hill, I was cooked.
How was it for you? Oh, it's good. It's good. It's always hard. Like, this climb is just like endless. And you get to that section where you're like, oh, I'm almost there. And then it like pitches up. So, but dude, it's so fun. Ow! Oh yeah, guys.
Blue collar.
Blue collar. Meanwhile, Mr.
Got to the top. I have this issue where it's like when you're starting to get into training, you have this phlegm buildup within your lungs, and it's kind of like a track cough. And I just started gagging at the top. It was really tough. But every time you do an effort like that, you tend to feel better because it's rushing so much blood and oxygen through your lungs and body, and it just makes you feel so good afterwards. It ended up being such a good day out with everybody. It was just a crucial thing for recovery and building up the mind and the body, and the stoke is high after that.
Yeah, we're recovering.
That's gonna be so sick over there.
Sick. Dude, the colors are good today. Because it's a recovery day, and only because I will actually feel with only the finest.
Fig bar.
I'm a simple man. If I'm not almost choking on a year-old fig bar, what's the point?
It's always great to get up to 13,000 feet and just enjoy the mountains, and it feels so good to get up high. I think it helps with recovery because it helps with the mental fortitude, just building up like such a good mental joy and like stoke.
Forgot that 12.5 is kind of high. Having a grand time though.
Where are we at?
Almost to the first fall summit. It's an iconic location. Breaks souls usually.
Recently I went to CB.
Tomorrow, it's the Gothic Mountain Tour. And yeah, goals for the Gothic Mountain Tour. I mean, I gotta beat Cade. That's a given. Can't let her beat me. Last year, stayed ahead by 1 place, so she's coming for me this year. So that's goal number 1. And then, yeah, beat previous times. See if I can set a PR. Yeah, and go have fun. Party around the mountains.
At the beginning of this year, I was trying to incorporate more adventures into my training and everything I've been doing. I was thinking about trying to go out and do the Gothic Mountain Tour. I had done it years in the past, but let's try to go do a skimo race, so planned on going out to the valley. Yeah, getting to the valley, the goal was to get to the race and just have like a good time at the race and make sure I ski Red Lady, which is kind of the iconic local peak in Crested Butte. Went out there with Garrett and Sierra, and we just had a great time before the Gothic Mountain Tour and talked about what the mountains mean to us.
At some point, you just kind of stop doing things because you want to be the first, and you just start doing them because they're cool.
Where are we, everybody?
The ridge of Red Lady.
Why are we skiing Red Lady the day before Gothic Mountain Tour?
I don't know, it's kind of a tradition. I skied Red Lady for the first time before the GT.
Because what is tapering?
Because it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, you got a lot of powder, good friends. Should be a fun lap.
Woo!
I think Red Lady means a lot because it's something that it's so easily attainable, and you get the same high of being up high and enjoying a good ski of 3,000 feet. Doing it with friends like Garrett and Sierra, it's just such a beautiful thing to do where you just get good turns. Gothic Mountain Tour did not go as planned. I broke a binding pretty early on, but my mind was feeling good because getting out and skiing gives you so much energy and joy, and it's kind of sad to not be able to complete a race. It's a good time to just be out there, and yeah, I'm grateful to just be in the mountains while you're there, and or just getting up high just gives you a boost. And yeah, it was the same thing with James Peak.
It's potentially the calmest day known to man on top of the Rockies.
You can look at like the side angles, and it's just so drastic on the left side and so mellow on the right side.
That's gotta go in.
Initially going into it, we knew that there's a potential for bad avalanche conditions. Colorado's been highly sketchy recently. There's been a lot of fatalities and tragedies, and it's something that I think it's good to be cognizant of all the stuff that happens in Colorado, and knowing when to push and when not to push in the mountains is a very important thing.
So what's going on?
She's quite prominent. Things I see. This is Steve's, right here. It's probably fine because it is bulletproof today,
Yeah.
but it is still steep and we should be a little concerned about this going, especially because that aspect over there, there's activity. I don't want to be on that snowfield facing east though.
No, absolutely.
At all.
Yeah.
So I feel like left is out.
I've been in situations like this before where you think it's going to be something, then you get there and it's drastically different. And I do think we could go poke out a little bit and be fine. But that I'm worried that if we ski down, we're not able to ski out. If we get onto the east facing side, we start getting into issues. And then this kind of concaves in east. I'm pretty interested in just bailing. I don't
really like the look of it. Or at least, put it this way, I was not coming out expecting this.
Yeah.
So I'd rather not push through her.
The biggest concern right here is skiing to it.
I totally agree.
Yeah, like I think this is going to be completely manageable. I think that's going to be good booting. Here, I'm going to walk down. We can walk down a little bit.
And for us, when we got to the ridge, it turned out to be pretty sketchy, and we did not think we were going to be in the avalanche terrain that we were going to be. There was a pretty steep roller, probably 35 to 40 degrees down to the ridge. Puts us into a situation where we're not able to get back because of the warming temperatures and so much issues with wet slabs in Colorado that we decided to turn around.
Yeah, today was different than anticipated. We thought that it was going to be a nice, easy ridge, easy ski into the ridge, and then we got there and it was pretty technical. It looked scary, and we're going to go ski some nice little kind of corny ice, and then go home and enjoy the rest of our day. It's been a good day so far. We skied James. There's a lot of bright sides. Yeah, we bailed, but it's all good.
We hate bailing.
We hate bailing.
We hate bailing. Bailing sucks.
And turning around is a sense of recovery because you're not doing as big of a day that you initially planned, but you're still learning all the skill sets that you need to do for when those big days come.
Alternative is we ski a line here because it's so sick, and it is right by the car. It's also the aspect that we just avoided skiing for fear of it sliding, and there's been some activity. So, in that note, should probably just call it a day. We end on a high note, a very high note, and we're not upset that he didn't finish the loop. It's stuff I did.
But after today, I feel rejuvenated.
You actually?
I do. Like, it was like, I think these days, like, just getting to the mountains and like exploring around, it's just so good to get up high on a sunny day, and you just like get some good turns, you get some good like sun, you see some cool mountains, and you see what, I don't know, like cool ridges where it's like you get like an ambition to get out the next day.
I'm going to cruising along.
Yeah, it's been a good week. Now we got stuff coming into the future, and ambitious about the mountains in the future, ambitious about the team camp coming up, and I'm stoked about Salida next weekend. And I'm excited to get out and race, but maybe some big mountain objectives coming into the future. I'm trying to add some stuff for future videos too. I'll cut that out.